Hey, I'm Phil Heimlich. I'm a conservative Republican, though I lean libertarian. I'm also a follower of Christ. We call this podcast the radical middle. You know the expression, there's two sides to every story. Or as the book of Proverbs says, the first man to speak seems right until another steps forward to cross examine him. I think that proverb applies very well to the current situation with Iran. We're told by our leaders that Iran is the number one sponsor of state terrorism in the world, which they are. We're also told that the country is run by a bunch of fanatical clerics who throw women in jail for not wearing a hijab. That's also true. And we're also being told that we cannot let Iran get a nuclear weapon. Agreed. But there's another side to this story. In the 1950s, Iran was a democracy, but they wouldn't play ball with the oil companies, so our CIA overthrew the democratic government and installed a tyrant named the Shah who brutalized that country for 20 years. And that is what led to the Islamic Revolution. And that is why these fanatical clerics are running the country today. In other words, we bear some responsibility for that. In 2015, we were all concerned about Iran developing a nuclear weapon. So President Obama negotiated a very tough agreement with Iran that was supported by China, Russia, England, France, Germany, all the major powers. And this agreement prevented Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon for 10 to 25 years. It also required our arms inspectors to go through their facilities on a regular basis. And in the first 2 years this agreement was in effect, Iran upheld every provision of the agreement. But when President Trump came in 2016, he said that this was a bad deal, the worst deal he's ever seen. Now, President Trump, I can guarantee you, had no idea what was in that agreement. All he knew was that Obama negotiated it, and his base and the folks on Fox News hated it because it was Obama's deal. So he pulled out of this agreement. Naturally, when he did that, Iran began redeveloping their nuclear facilities. Now, Trump has bombed the country and essentially got us into a war with Iran. In other words, he's trying to solve a problem that he created. I'm Phil Heimlich, and this is the Radical Middle.